Okay, today we're interviewing Will about Dota 2. What initially attracted you to the game, and how would you describe the game to someone who's never heard of it?
Dota is a MOBA, so a multiplayer online battle arena game. It's like a genre of game, kind of like a shooter is a genre of game, or like puzzle games or something. And what attracted me to the game is that it's this very strategic game and it has a lot of depth to it. And there's basically like an infinite amount of things you can like learn and do in it.
Okay. What distinguishes it from other types of MOBA games in terms of the strategy?
I would say that it has more depth than most other games. Like people who come from the most popular MOBA, which is League of Legends, say that Dota is like infinitely more difficult. And just by watching the game and by having played both, it is the more difficult game. And I think it's like chess versus checkers or something. Not to hate on League, but
Um, okay, so how important would you say the teamwork is, as well as the strategies that people have to employ to achieve wins in the game?
strategy is basically everything in Dota because it's not a simple or straightforward game. You have to outsmart your opponent. You have to beat them with mechanical skill. You have to basically outwit them. You have to have better teamwork than them. And yeah, it's all strategy.
Okay. How does Dota 2's competitive scene, including tournaments like the international, impact the game's development, community, overall popularity, etc.?
Yeah, so the Dota esports scene is pretty big, and a lot of it has to do with most Dota players being kind of older and doesn't really have a very young audience. So there is this kind of draw to the teams that people have been watching for a really long time, and Dota has some of the biggest prize pool. I think the biggest prize pool in all of esports, even though it's not even nearly as big of a esport as some of these other games. So yeah, the esports scene is really huge and it's hype and it's cool, and they pack out small stadiums of people, and so the best players in the world come and compete for tens of millions of dollars. So it's pretty cool.
That's cool. So last question I'm going to ask you. What would you say your favorite hero in Dota is, and why would you say that, and what are some of his skills?
My favorite hero that I'm actually not very good on, but that I like to have on my team, and I think I watch a lot of esports. I think is the most interesting hero to watch, to be honest, is this hero called Invoker, and you have the ability to hit certain key combinations to basically create a new ability. And unlike most heroes in the game who maybe only have like 3 or 4 abilities, he has the ability to create like 15 different abilities. So the amount of skill it takes in order to hit the combinations and then actually cast the ability and do all of that and synchronize it with your team's abilities, it creates this like symphony of damage, and it's just a marvel kind of to watch someone be that good at a video game. It's kind of cool.
Cool, man. Well, I appreciate you taking the time today.
Yeah, no worries.